Hello campers, this is Katie and I am under my camper. Welcome to this video. Today we're talking about the connections, electrical. We're talking about electrical connections, propane connections, water connections. We're talking about finances and costs, and we are also going to be cleaning out some more stuff and taking the freaking canvas down so that I can box it up and send it in so that they can use it to make my new one. And yeah, big things happening, big video today. Stay tuned. So some of the connections I have are propane. It has a little propane tank on the front, electrical, and obviously water. There's no toilet in here, but there is a sink. And the electrical is for like the lights, the AC, all of that stuff, and the propane is going to be for the stove top that I'm going to get. So let's take a look at all of that. Okay, first up on this side you have the propane. This is the outside propane hookup, because right here is where my outside stove will go. And this is where the propane is, and it has a connection over here that will run up underneath and go to the, see, various hookups. There's one inside as well for propane, is the electrical. Now it has an adapter on it already, so there's that, and then you can take it off, and there's that. So that gives you more options. You can hook it up to different types of outlets, and I can hook it up to a house and run off of the house's power. And right here we have our water. This is the input, and you see it has a little filter on it that can be screwed off and changed. I'm gonna have to change that. And then this is the output, and it just goes to the sink, which is right here on the inside. So that is it for our connections, and yeah. Another thing I really wanted to talk about was hitches, because when I was trying to figure out hitches, I was clueless. The main thing with hitches is you have to make sure it's the right class for your car. My car can only handle class 1. It can tow up to 2,000 pounds. So I had to buy a camper that was under 2,000 pounds. And you want to get something that's like a good bit under what you can tow, because you're going to have a lot of equipment. You're going to have like, you know, the stove, the compost toilet, stuff like that you're going to be adding to that weight with. So my camper weighs about 1,350 pounds. But yeah, so this is my tow hitch. So here it is, the tow hitch, and this is called a receiver. And what this is, it's just hooked up under your car, and you can pick another tow thingy to go into it. I had to get a ball hitch, because that's what the pop-up camper had, was a ball hitch, and it's 2 inches. The best thing to do is figure out what camper you want to get, and then get this, because they have different size ball hitches. But this just comes off. It's hard to do with one hand. And then this comes out and it slides in there, and you hook it all back in, and you are ready to tow. That might seem pretty self-explanatory, the whole part might, but for me, for whatever reason, hitches were so over my head. So I got it all set up. Yeah, hitches. Okay, so it is all popped up, and we are going to be taking down the canvas now.
Run, run, don't trail behind. Keep moving, the beast won't stop till we're dead. All the scrapes on our knees will tell you where we've been, where we have played.
Okay, the first problem I have run into with taking down the canvas. These wires run through this sleeve and then are screwed down there. But the sleeve isn't Velcro. It's hooked in there completely. So I don't really know how that's gonna go, but we are gonna figure it out. So let's see.
How we play, how
that the solution to the problem of the wires, usually that sleeve is velcroed, but it's sewn, so we're gonna just up that stitching so that we don't mess it up too much, because I do have to send this in to be a pattern for my new one. So
Stop running till we reach the sun. Oh, we're building a home with the mud and
maybe I should have seen where the wires disconnect and just disconnected the wires and fed them through the thing. But this canvas isn't staying anyway. I'm getting a new one, so I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. And this thing's just very old. New sleeves like this are usually velcroed, so I'm not gonna stress about it too much. Worst case scenario, the people at Bear Creek laugh at me for cutting my canvas like this, but we'll see.
stones and the branches we bind. We're all just searching for some.
Okay, so problem number 2 with this sleeve. I didn't really think about it or like think to look at it too much closer than what I had before I started just cutting it, but the seam that I've been cutting feeds into the seam of the camper. I don't know why this thing was made this way. It just makes it very difficult to get these wires out. And I honestly just don't care about this canvas enough to stop where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe I should just wait for my dad, or maybe I should just keep cutting. We're gonna keep cutting.
Bigger than we're all able to find. All we play high in the autumn days.
Bad decision or not, it worked, and the wires are free and the canvas is almost off. So the only part I have left is right around the door where there are some screws still hanging on for dear life. So let me go hunt down a power drill. So to get these wires out, there was this sleeve around it and I thought it was just a seam, and turns out it went into the canvas and I just cut it. Is that bad?
No.
Okay. I was thinking, oh, I fucked up.
Because what happens is they feed through that tunnel.
And all the ones I saw online are Velcroed shut. This one was sewn into the thing.
Well, your new one might be Velcro shut.
Yeah, I figured it was just an old design.
Won't stop running till we reach the sun. Chasing all the things that are keeping us young. We won't stop running till we reach the sun. We are all creatures of the sun. We're all children of the day. We're just chasing what we can ever get, ever have. One day at a heads till the day is won. Won't stop running till we reach the sun. Chasing all the things that are keeping us young. We won't stop running till we reach the sun.
What you gotta do is stick that underneath the screw and push hard. There you go. Should be able to get it out now.
Yep. So one of the screws broke, which means the end of it is stuck right there. This screw is basically like corroded in there, so we forgot about that. Got to get that one out.
My and soul, never mind on what you cared out for, what you cared out for. We die alone, we'll all die young. What you cared out for, what you cared.
Okay, we got the canvas down. It is right there. And now it's time to box her up.
Snow, blessing on the mat, whiskey on the left. Shaking out a light, a cigarette. Miss me when you wish you weren't right.
I don't know. I don't think this will fit in that box. Get a box big enough for this. I got another one. That's not going to fit in that box.
Okay, so the canvas is in the garage until I can get a bigger box. And now we gotta take these mattresses, put them by the curb. So
Shake me all out and from around for you. Shake it all out when I'm gone. High for you. Is the devil so mad if he cries in his sleep while he...
I spilled my drink and it all went underneath this flooring, which I'm gonna take out anyway. But I don't want it to mess up anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the flooring out what I can and go.
And his kids learn to say fuck you, they don't love you. 'Cause the devil gets scared if she dies in her dreams. While the earth burns, she cries 'cause she's nothing like you, and she like you. What you want from a devil like me, devil like me? You see the devil on me to be evil. He just regrettably forgets to accept.
Now that we have some open air and some time to talk, I wanted to talk about finances. So part of what I want to talk about in these videos is how much I'm spending, how much everything is going to cost, and what I'm doing to save myself some more money. So far, I've spent $800 on the camper. There's the hitches. I spent, I believe, $130 to $140 on the receiver. That is going to run about $1,170, I believe she said when I called, but I'm not positive. But it's going to be right around the $1,100 range. That's probably going to be the most expensive thing that I'm buying that I know of right now. What I'm going to do to save myself a little bit of money on that is we are going to install it ourselves. I say we because I know 100% I'm going to need my dad's help. I couldn't even take the canvas off without his help. So, we're going to do that, and that's going to save us about $300 to $500, depending on what Google article you're looking at. $300 to $500. One thing I'm going to splurge on though is an awning. They have awnings for these things, and I want to get an awning that's screened in so me and my dogs have some more square footage to hang out outside where they don't have to be leashed. And that's probably going to run about $350 to $550. I'm not 100%, but basically I think that's it for today. I took out the floor. I wasn't expecting to do that today. Because I already pulled the floor out, I can vacuum everything much easier. There was a lot of dirt like in between the grooves, so I won't have to worry about that. One less thing I have to do, and I was going to replace it, so everything happens for a reason. I just changed my plans a little bit for today. Instead of shop vacuuming, we did that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I think next time we'll be shop vacuuming. Maybe we'll get started on some cosmetic shit. I don't know. We'll have to see. But thanks for tuning in. Bye!